Hey, oh, hey, what's up? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to Nephtara Grace. Let's jump into the energy with some runes. I say it like that because some people can't understand my accent. Gibo, divine interaction. Burkana, birth. Mana, divine union. Rado, solar chariot, or the wheel. Rado is like the Wheel of Fortune and the sun mixed into one if you move from runes to tarot. Alright, let's get a goddess energy out here. Danu assures you that you have what it takes in the face of whatever is in front of you. Okay, so whatever you're dealing with, whatever you're facing, whatever, it actually doesn't matter. You have what it takes. However that sounds, it doesn't actually fucking matter. You have what it takes. Number 10, new beginning of a new cycle. Whatever you just went through has left you prepared for whatever's next. So, I mean, it's literally just, this is just the divine assuring you that everything is fine. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. Yeah. Divine matrix, interconnectedness, synchronicity, and God incidences. Yeah. If you're asking for signs and all that kind of stuff, like, you should be receiving them. Like, you should be getting all the confirmation you may need at this point. And look, you may not need. I don't know what people need. Interconnectedness, synchronicity. Yeah, so I'm telling you, a pattern, rescue, spirit of place, and stars in the sky, limitless possibility. The spirit of place is about authenticity being your power. Okay. Stars in the sky is about literally like anything is possible. What I love about the stars in the sky is it just really beautifully connects Danu with the divine matrix card. Like the colors are just unbelievable, right? Limitless possibility. Yeah, and I think, it's almost like let me keep going into rescue and spirit of place. So authenticity is your superpower. Like, this is how you move. Like, as long as you are authentic, you're going to have power to do what you need to do, no matter where you are, no matter what's going on. You may think different things look different depending on the perspective that you're viewing it from. Okay? You're always safe and secure and free to be yourself. The message of rescue is asking for help isn't easy for many successful people. However, that's what you need to do now as you expand your life. If you find yourself troubled, you can expect help with whatever issue is at hand now. You need only ask, and assistance will come your way. The most important support you can expect is from spirit. Get into a right relationship with the divine, and you'll see that many conditions line up as if by magic to provide you with all the help you need. Ask and you will receive. There's no need to fear. Safety is a place within. And listen, this coming out with Divine Matrix, I feel like this is saying, like, you've asked for help and now it's coming. You're about to see these synchronistic events. You're about to see the hand of the divine move. Nothing is impossible, right? And the background energy that I'm getting here is giving divine sponsorship, but really, for real, like, okay, y'all, I'm an avid reader, so I'm going to pull all these different things into one analogy. It's like whoever I'm channeling for, whoever I'm talking to, You just completed a trial or an initiation for a pantheon, right? Like, so whoever you are, you're an ascended master, and you now have God, goddess status. And it's like the pantheon, and a pantheon has approached you and said, oh my gosh, you know, you're newly minted god or goddess or whatever the case. We want you to come hang out with us, come be a part of this pantheon. And you're like, okay, that would be an honor, bet. And they're like, okay, but to be a part of this pantheon, right? Like if it were the Greeks, like in order to live on Mount Olympus, you must go through these 3 trials, right? Everybody has gone through these 3 trials to live here. You must go. And so whatever you went through, that's what that was. That's what that was. You literally just went through some type of initiation that only a divine being could possibly pass. Okay? So y'all know the story of the princess and the pea, all right? It's like only a princess could feel the pea in her mattress. It's like whatever you just went through, only a truly divine being could have survived it. 5:55 on the timer. I'm telling you, you survived. You passed. Now this pantheon that invited you, that you just initiated into successfully, you now have, like, now that you're a member, now that you've affiliated, you got jumped in. I'm not trying to play, but I'm telling you something real right here. Now that you in, you get to walk around with all the rights, responsibilities, and privileges of that pantheon. But you still have a body here on Earth, boo. In case you hadn't noticed, newsflash, you watching this video. But do you understand what I'm saying to you? So now, whatever you went through before, not only was it hard, it was extra hard because it was designed to prove your divinity. Now that your divinity has been proven, that same group that was like, come hang out with us, come sit at the cool kid tables, they're like, bet, now you're one of us. We're going to get you a letter jacket. You got to wear the ring. So look, honestly, you should be expecting gifts. I mean that. Synchronicity signs, I think what you can expect is these tokens, these symbols of belonging to this pantheon. I'm not kidding you. Like whatever this is, it's like, what y'all know, I used to play varsity sports. You know, you get on the team, you get I had the jacket, the pins, the letters. I played volleyball and I ran track. Okay. But it's like that. Even if you're gang affiliated, you get inked. Yeah. It don't matter. I joined a sorority when I got to college. I have the symbols of that association throughout my home, in my life. The colors are represent around my home and in my life. If you know, you know. You know, their jewelry, the choices, it's all symbolic of a commitment I've made, letting certain people know who know what they're looking for, that hey, she's affiliated, she's associated. That's what I'm picking up on. You're about to receive something, I'm telling you, that's gonna denote who you're associated with. Like, they will know you're part of this pantheon. This is a big deal. I know I sound how I'm like business as usual about it. You know, I'm a shaman and medicine woman, so this kind of is my everyday life. But for real, this is a really big deal. This is a huge honor. It's a pretty big deal. So you're now about to be like a card carrying member of a certain pantheon. You're gonna have all the rights and privileges of that pantheon, but you're here in a human body on this planet. So it's like that. It's kind of like a divine sponsorship. So it's like whatever you have been wanting, you're about to get it. You're about to get it. And you're about to get it like you're going to get it, and your receiving of it, this experience will be witnessed by many, but like you're repping a pantheon. So whatever you're about to do, receive, manifest, it's going to rep a pantheon. This is wild. Give me this. The star. Damn. Yo. I'm telling you, the energy is so clear and so strong. It's so clear and so strong. I'm telling you, it's like you're a god or goddess who came to this realm. I don't know but you did. Then you got stuck, but no, you didn't get stuck. Somebody trapped you over here. And it's like, okay, you were trapped over here, and it's like you've been like, okay, take me home. But it's a little bit Wizard of Oz, where it's like, no, you have to bring yourself home. It's like even though you were a god or a goddess from this other place, you still had to bring yourself home because you brought yourself here. You just got trapped here. And so I think that you've had this really high level assistance and guidance because you're a god and goddess. So your spirit team is likely not like everybody else's spirit team. I'm just saying. So I think you've had some really high level guidance the whole time you've been here. But I feel like the whole time you've been here, you've been trying to get home. Like you're like, no, I was just gonna visit. I was just gonna show these humans something real quick. I wasn't trying to stay this long. But whenever you came through, boo, somebody knew what you was and they trapped your ass. They did. They trapped your ass. And you've been here. But you about to leave. Look, stars in the sky, star, divine mate, you about to leave. It's time for you to go back wherever you're from. But here's what the other thing I'm picking up on. Like, while you was here, whatever you did while you was here, it's like, this matrix was not designed for deities, okay? So your being here, one, is short-circuited the matrix, short-circuited the matrix. Two, the matrix the programming didn't work on you, okay? So now, not only are you a card-carrying member of the Pantheon, like, it's like you, y'all, it's so many things, but it's also really clear. You're a deity from the other side who got trapped in this realm. Because of the rules of the realm, other deities, your pantheon couldn't just pull you out, okay? You literally had to follow the rules of this realm to get out. And in this realm, you have to you have to be invited by a pantheon. Like, it's just different rules in this realm. And so you had to undergo all that. You had to prove yourself worthy for your pantheon to even see you down here, right, over here. And then you had to earn the right to have the pantheon invite you back. Now, they knew who you were, but they still had to follow the rules too. You had to do all this as a human. Do you know what I'm saying? It's like you came here, lost your powers, and had to work your way back up to the point where you could say, hey, I want to be put through the XYZ trials to be recognized as a god or goddess. And that's essentially what you just did. Your life has been shit. You are a deity who came to this place to help people, and in return you got treated like shit. So then you turned all your energy into getting back home. The only way off of this fucking prison planet is the Hunger Games. So you put yourself into the trials. You did. And you won. Now, let's get some tarot. Yeah, your crew is really happy you get to come home. Yeah. I don't know that you're that happy yet. Because you haven't left yet, right? You're still watching this video. But honestly, here's what I'm feeling. I feel like whoever you are, you're going to leave and come back. Because part of your winning the games here, the trials here, is you actually won. Damn. This is like so many books in one. It's like you winning the trials allows you to be the boss of this realm. So now you're the new boss of this realm. The one we're in right now. I'm talking to the boss. You're the new boss. So even though you're going to leave and go home and reconnect with your people, you're going to come back here. Because you're now the boss here. Like, you have a realm now and this is it. Like you... I'm reading this one book right now. What is it called? Am I reading Hades? Yeah, I think I'm reading the Hades Trials. I've read so many of these kind of books. But in this particular book, the author does a brilliant job of, there's the Greek gods, and they meet on Olympus, but they have their separate realms, right? And so as you can imagine, the realm of Ares, the god of war, is dry and hot, right? The realm of Venus is green and lush, right? So, and their realms were named different things. And in this particular book series, the realms are named after the zodiac signs. Excuse me, who I'm talking to, the earth is your realm. I'm for real. I'm for real. This is your realm. I'm for real. I got the King of Wands, the Four of Wands, and the Six of Cups. I'm for real. So your home is somewhere with other gods and goddesses. That's your crew. That's your spirit tribe. Like, that's your team. Like, y'all, you come from deities. Okay? But your realm is Earth. Somebody else was ruling Earth until recently. It was a usurper. There was a usurper ruling this realm. You were the rightful heir, but somebody, you got trapped. That's what it, god damn it, that's what it was. You was the rightful heir, but you was trapped over here in the realm when it was time for you to be coordinated back home. So you're like, well, you're not here, so somebody else usurped your throne. That's the thing. Like, even though you rule Earth, your authority comes from somewhere else. The ruler of Earth, the authority for that ruler comes from somewhere else. And so you were always the rightful ruler of this realm. But somebody had usurped your rulership, your crown. It was trying to assume your authority. But you fought for that shit. And then what's wild is you fought for that shit while you were here in the realm. Well, look, both hands tied behind your back, because you didn't even have your god powers here. You couldn't even do shit like you can do over there. So now it's undisputed that not only are you the ruler of this realm, but like no one's gonna question your divinity or your sovereignty, motherfucking period. And now that you're the ruler of this realm, you can change the rules of this realm. And that's why motherfuckers are scared right now. Because the rules that had you go through all the shit that you had to go through to prove what you already knew and what everybody already knew, but you still had to jump through these hoops because that's the rules of the realm. You about to change that shit. Watch and see. I promise you. I don't even, but you about to. King of Wands, Six of Cups, no, Four of Wands. Now, boot up. Oh my god, it's a whole mood. 17. It's a whole mood out here. What is this? Okay, what's the words? No, what's the words? Who do you love? Are you sure? Nine of Cups. Something wasn't real. Something wasn't real. Something wasn't real. Let's move this out of the way, y'all. The star is the energy of the reading. That's the vibe. Danu is giving us assurance that all is well. We have limitless possibility. We're in the divine matrix. Our authenticity is our superpower, okay? We're looking at a divine interaction that has to do with some type of union. There's a rebirth. Wheel's turn, there's a rebirth in some type of relationship. And it's one that the divine is putting in place. Now you're looking out for synchronicities, okay? In the meantime, I got a King of Wands. This is Aries, Leo, Sag energy. Six of Cups and Four of Wands. Four of Wands is a celebration. And Six of Cups is like nostalgic memories. It's like that childhood dream that you get to celebrate. So this King of Wands is nostalgic, right? This is a fire sign energy that is celebrating a childhood dream. Like a childhood dream is being celebrated. Something that was really wanted. It's being experienced and celebrated. Okay. Yeah. This Three of Swords, Eight of Swords. This is a heartbreak that isn't real. This is a heartbreak that's based on something that isn't true. So it could be somebody told a lie. Eight of Swords, right? But an Eight of Swords that's not quite Seven of Cups. Eight of Cups is like, sorry, Eight of Swords is not Seven of Cups. Seven of Cups is you don't know what's true or not. Eight of Swords is there's a perspective you have. There's a persona that you're putting on. There's a context that you're operating from that's not true. That's what this Eight of Swords is, okay? a viewpoint that isn't accurate. It's a girl inside of a donkey skin. Something is not what it appears to be, but the inaccuracy is keeping something in place. See this? This is not a donkey. It's the donkey skin that's pinned down, not the girl. But if this girl feels stuck, if she feels trapped, then she'll just sit there. When in reality, she could slip out from under that donkey skin whenever she wants to. That's the nature of the Eight of Swords. The Three of Swords, it's not just heartbreak, it's like devastation. Yeah. So this is like, there's some context. Yeah. There's some context that's false that was leading to this Three of Swords, Knight of Cups, Queen of Wands. So we've got a Queen of Wands out here to go at this King of Wands. I'm going to put this Queen of Wands over here at the King for now. Here's what I want to say about this Eight of Swords, Three of Swords, Knight of Cups. It's like, not being able to see something for what it is because of how you see yourself. The world's at the bottom of the deck, so you don't see coming. So for instance, Seven of Coins. Exactly. Exactly. Okay. So this is going to sound diabolical, but stick with me. Say that, no. Actually, I'm just going to give you a real life story. Real life story. I used to coach, you guys, years ago. I was a coach. I coached executives and business leaders from around the world. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. And I'm actually going to share a story about a Queen of Cups. That's what's so perfect. So I'm not going to tell you about anybody's name. That's rude. But I'm just going to share a story with a former client. I had a former client, brilliant woman. Brilliant woman. Okay? Like, there's nothing about this woman that's not brilliant. And she was raised in the foster system. Okay? She grew up in New York City. And she was raised in the foster system. Now, when I met this woman in her 30s, okay, she, for me, as one professional meeting another professional, and we met in Atlanta after I lived in New York, right? So I lived in New York, and as a matter of fact, funnily enough, she has a twin sister. I met her twin in New York and didn't know they were sisters. How's that for synchronicity, okay? I moved back to Atlanta from New York. I meet this woman. We start chit-chatting. Lo and behold, I find out that I've met her twin. Like, what? Get out of here, you know? But anyway, I find out about this. I begin to learn her story. And I'm like, not only is this woman beautiful and brilliant, but her credentials are mind-blowing. Like, this woman, she's educated. Like, oh, you meet those people, like, oh my God, right? And so we actually worked alongside each other in a organization together for a while. And then after some time, she approached me privately and said, hey, I want you to coach me outside of this organization. I want to work with you privately one-on-one. Oh yeah, okay, cool. I love that, right? So we get her contracted into a coaching agreement, and it was just a joy and a pleasure to work with somebody like her. She's a creative, and so the projects that she wanted to expand, the way she wanted to go about her life was very creative, right up my alley. Before long, as you can imagine, when you talk about coaching someone, a creative, to a level of success that they haven't achieved before, we got to deal with all the stuff. So as we begin to deal with her experience of being in the foster system, what we began to uncover were these contexts, these self-concept that she had that was keeping her stuck or trapped in her life and not allowing her to move forward. So this is a woman who had some educational college degrees, some big name college. If I said it, you'd be like, what the what, right? But it was like those degrees weren't real for her. She was dealing with this sense of imposter syndrome. Okay, now it was rooted in her experience of being in foster care. I think by the time she was the age of 5, a family member was able to get her out. But, can you imagine the first 5 years of your life in foster care in New York City? No, you can't. unless you have, right? So there's such a pivotal time when we were developing our self-concept. So she developed a self-concept that had her constantly working to prove herself, okay? So degrees from the best colleges. I mean, this woman is brilliant, right? However, she was really struggling in her personal relationships and her romantic relationships. So although she was seeking to prove herself in her career and her relationships, she was just looking for anybody to love her. And so there was always a disparity between the two. And you've seen this before. We've seen it before. That person who's really successful in the office, but their personal life isn't. Like, you're like, what the hell? Like, what? I don't understand. Well, there's some self-concept they have that you don't know about. That's what this is talking about. This Queen of Wands had a self-concept, okay, that came from childhood, that was in the way of her experiencing a Four of Wands with this King of Wands. This Queen of Wands has since sorted out Seven of Coins, her worth and value. Okay, this Queen of Wands is not clear about her worth and value. Queen of Cups at the bottom of the deck. The client I was sharing about is a Cancer, by the way. So I don't think she watches my channel, but if she does, and if you do, you know who you are, Miss Sad Girl. Ten of Coins, Four of Cups. See, this is interesting. This is what the King and Queen of Wands both wanted, but there was some Eight of Swords. There was some self-concept, Six of Cups, from the child from the past that was. Three of Swords and Knight of Cups is betrayal. Like emotional abandonment. Now, with this Seven of Coins out here and the Four of Cups and the Ten of Coins, it's like this Queen of Wands is clear. The Ten of Coins is available where she is. Okay? And I'm feeling like this King of Wands, I feel like these two are, let me see. Do we cut note from it? Yeah, Page of Coins. Yeah. They both see the opportunity. It looks like the King of Wands saw it first, or no, could see it, but the Queen of Wands had a self-concept, was wearing a donkey skin, okay, and couldn't Hierophant and Seven of Cups, yeah. The Queen of Wands couldn't see at first, but now she can. But the whole thing has been about the Queen of Wands being the Hierophant, the Tower and the Seven of Wands. Yeah. Seven of Wands is like knowing what you believe and standing by it no matter what. Sometimes what we believe is not accurate. And we can stand by something no matter what, but it's not only is it not accurate, it's not beneficial. It's one of the things I did a lot for my clients, right? Is like I would help my clients discover those things, those parts of their shadows that were holding them back, that they couldn't see, like that blind spot, right? This point of view, this way of being that is not only not accurate, it's not beneficial. But because it's a pattern, it's a habit, it's normalized because you grew up with it, you don't recognize that that's the thing in the way. That's what this is. So this is telling me that whatever you just went through is actually, you had to go through it. It allowed you to get at some way of thinking. To get at some way of being that was not only not authentic to you, it wasn't beneficial to you. There was some way that it was something that wasn't authentic. It wasn't you. It was a donkey skin. King of Swords at the bottom of the deck. Maybe a king. Yeah. Yeah. That's what it was. That's what it was. That's what it was. You had been led to believe. Wow, that's so interesting. Yeah. Mm. You have been lied to about who you are. You've been lied to about who you were since you were a child. So you weren't acting like yourself. So you weren't attracting what was yours. But somebody else was. But what you just went through, you won the trials, won your throne back. And now anybody who was benefiting from you not knowing who you are, they're SOL, because you have the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Coins, and the Ace of Swords. And the wheel turned in your favor. Like, you have the lucky coin, the magic touch, the magic paintbrush, which is pretty much a magic touch, and the sword of truth. Like you can pretty much do anything you want to. Did I already say that? You can do anything you want to. Let me get one more card. I mean, the reading done, but I mean, is there anything else you want to say? Because there's something. 5 of coins, the moon, 3 of coins. Something about that gives me, I'm not going to lie, it's like a poverty spell. This is what's coming through. Give me something else in this place. King of coins. King of coins and a poverty spell, 9 of swords. Is the King of Swords worried about a poverty spell? I'm like, where this coming from? Yeah, y'all see that? Like, the reading over, but we about to get some tea, I guess. The coins out here worried about a poverty spell that they did. Damn. On the Empress. Oh, Lord. What the fuck does a poverty spell on the Empress? And the 3 of coins, they did it with other people. It was a group of people who did it. But want to smoke with an Empress. Y'all dumb as fuck. That shit backfiring so fucking fast. 81s. Oh my god. Y'all. And the 5 of coins is not just like poverty. It's like out in the cold. That's like no relationships. Like, don't nobody want to be around you. Jobs don't call you back. Nobody wants to rent you a place to live. That's 5 of coins energy. If you do manage to save up enough money to do something, nobody's going to participate. Nobody's going to invest. Nobody's going to... 34 on the timer. Let the punishment fit the crime. Give me something else. We're going to close this out. Thanks for letting us know about this King of Coins. I appreciate that. Yeah. And I'm picking like that. That's what I'm saying. That King of Coins, I thought it was King of Swords, but King of Coins, King of Swords, whoever it is for you, there's that Ace of Cups. Damn. It's all 4 aces out here now. That person, that energy may have been the part of the trials that you just completed that had you, like be across the, like, look, as above, so below, undisputed divine being. Because that's what this reading is about. That's why the theme is a star. This reading is about there's no confusion anywhere. You are divine. And now that it's been proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that you're divine, you're about to see some divine help come up in your life. Do you get what I'm saying? It's almost like, see, Gibo, divine interaction, everything. Okay, so you know how it's like you're from another country, but you need help from that country, but you're in a foreign land. So all this red tape and all these hoops have to be jumped through before you can just receive a supply drop from your home country. 3553. But now all that red tape has been cleared. The hoops have been jumped through. You've proven to be a part of this divine society over here. So now this divine society, so now you have a right to request help from there, and they have a right to respond. Check that out. This pantheon can now respond. So you are about to receive help in a way that this realm has not seen before. And it's going to happen fast. This King of Coins knows something about something. And they worried. AF about it. AF about it. Okay? This Nine of Wands lets me know it's for real, Dark Knight of the Soul energy. For real, you coming through as a master. You learn how to fill your own cup. That's how you proved yourself as divine. You learn how to fill your own cup. That was that belief that you had to let go of. You somehow, when you were little, it's like they told you that your cup gets filled from somewhere else, but you just lived a life that proved no, you fill your cup. When you talk about my cup runs over, it's because I filled it up. And I filled it to overflowing. That's what we're looking at right there. You figured that out. Let's finish it. One more to finish this. The Fool. Page of Cups and Three of Cups tumbled after, but I only asked for one, and I like to end on the Fool. I like to end at the beginning. And this is the Little Mermaid. This is the Divine Tarot. Where stories of divinity are represented from different cultures around the world. This is the Little Mermaid. This is her coming out of the water, the subconsciousness, the emotional realm, and coming up onto dry land, into physical reality. This is manifesting. This is a new beginning where what you want is manifested. Because you've done the work. Leaving the reading here. This has been your reading. I hope it got you, a little more clarity, a little more confirmation. In the meantime, time is a construct. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. If you haven't already, like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications so the next time I read, you'll know all about it. Always trust your process, your path, and your purpose. Peace.